Hi everyone. So I'm joined today by Tony McKeown, who's one of the organisers of the Lurgan Park 10K and 5K fun run, which is coming up very soon, and that's all in aid of the Southern Area Hospice. Tony, thanks for joining us.
Hello, Michael. Thank you.
So let's start off. Let's start with the easy questions. When is this year's event?
Yeah, it's back on this Sunday, the 6th of March, and it starts at 11 o'clock in Lurgan Park.
Very good. And hopefully there'll be a big attendance for that. I mean, I've done a few myself over the last couple of years. I think I'm away this week or this time around for this year, so I'll not make it for this year, unfortunately. But when was the first event?
When it was about 2013. It's actually myself and a good friend of mine called David Wilson, who a lot of people know. He's a teacher in St. Ronan's. He was part of the management team who won the Hogan Cup a few years ago, and also is now currently the senior manager of St. Peter's Gaelic Club in Lurgan. So myself and him decided to do the London Marathon, and with the raise about £5,000 to do the marathon to get a guaranteed place for the hospice. So we were sort of wondering how we could raise this, and the year before I'd sort of asked a lot of my own friends. I'd done it the year before myself for the hospice, and I couldn't go back to the same people. So I said, we'll do an event in Lurgan Park. And the first year we got 250 people there and raised about £4,000 from that event. And then we said, with great fun, we'll do it again the year after. And we got 500 the next year. And then in year 3, we got 700. And ever since that, we've always had 700. And we're a bit disappointed, obviously, last year with COVID. It didn't happen. So because we honestly had about 660, maybe 660 people came. We raised about £9,000 from that event in 2020, just before lockdown. Actually, that last event happened. And now, so we're delighted to be back this year again, and we're hoping to get again similar numbers, around 500-600 again.
Because it is one of those events that's sort of grown over the years in popularity, and you always see a great turnout. Not just of people taking part, but of people coming out to support those taking part as well.
Yeah, and here what's great as well is the event is built up over the years. We've now got 40 volunteers help out at the event. We work with Deirdre Breen, who I know a lot of people in Lurgan know. Deirdre is a power of nature, and her fundraising group in Lurgan have raised nearly £750,000, I think it is now, over the last 20 years for the hospice. And if I'm totally honest, I changed jobs myself last year. David's very busy. And after COVID, we probably were going to say, listen, we reached 50 grand for the hospice last year, after those 7 years. And we thought, listen, that'll do us, we'll not do it. But Deirdre rang me twice in December. And the first time I said, no, I wouldn't do it. We weren't going to do it. We're too busy. And she rang me again, and I couldn't say no to Deirdre. And most people know Deirdre knows that's the situation. So we said, okay, Deirdre, we'll do it. If you want us to do it, we'll do it. And I was delighted, and we've got a great response. We're probably about 400 people already signed up online, which is great. But it was all down to Deirdre that we wouldn't be doing it this year unless it was her.
Yeah, and the other thing as well, a great setting for it.
It is, and what's great about there's an awful lot of people who don't realise that Lurgan Park's the second biggest park in Ireland. And I think there's an awful lot of our runners who've said this is the first time ever there. And you're right, the feedback we get, and that's why people come back every year, because they love the surroundings, the lake, and there's a great history about Lurgan. All about it's called why we're called Spade Town down in Lurgan. It's all that history of how the lake was built. So great place. And I'm from Lurgan myself, living Crossmaglen now. I work in Uri, but I'm very much see myself as a Lurgan man, and I'm happy to promote Lurgan as far and wide as I can.
Of course, it's all for a great cause as well. The hospice, they do fantastic work.
Yes, and I think that's the one thing that we really, really have emphasised from day one. We get huge support from people like McKeown Sports. My brother's company, Crash Services, were involved in this event, sponsored for a long time. So people would companies would buy the medals, provide the hats for the event, and we had sponsorship from people like Aquatwist, provide the water. Tesco have come on as a big supporter over the years, giving stuff for the goodie bags. So every single element is covered with sponsors. So when the runners donate their money, 15 quid for adults and 750 for under 16s, Michael, that's all that money goes to the hospice. And that's something myself and David have been very insistent on from day one. And we're delighted, but we can only do that by getting sponsors from to help us and back us. So we're delighted. And I think there's so many people. The hospice covers Southern Area Hospice covers from Crossmaglen to Kiel, right down up to Dungannon and all through Lurgan. So, and everyone has has a connection to the hospice in some way, or knows somebody that was either a family member or a friend of a friend that's been in the hospice and been helped. So I think that is why there's such a goodwill for the hospice.
Yeah. you had a sign-up day on Saturday.
Yes.
Saturday past there. And of course, people can still sign up. How are things going in terms of the sign-ups this year?
Yes, we're sitting about just under 400 at the minute, and we've only got 500 guaranteed places. We've ordered the medals well in advance, so they guarantee your medal and your hat. McKeever's hat that's been given, you're going to have to go on Eventbrite and search for Lurgan Park. We've also got a very active Facebook page as well, which is Lurgan Park Fun Run for the Southern Area Hospice. But get on as quick as you can, because we do normally sell out there. In the last couple of years, we've been selling out in advance of the event. So get on there now as quick as you can, because there's only 100 places left.
And will you be taking part yourself this year?
I don't know. I said to my kids, we can't run the event and run it, but I would love to one year. We're getting better, Michael. We learn every year about how to run this event and organize it. So we're definitely going to do maybe one lap this year. One lap is about 3 miles. It's 3 kilometers is 1 mile. Sorry, is 1 lap. So that's what we're going to try and do this year. Do that 1 lap, we think.
I know it only too well. I was knackered by the end of the last one I did. But listen, Tony, thanks very much for joining us. Great interview. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Michael, thank you. All the best. Bye bye.
Cheers. Right.